I am back for a little bit here today. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're still with me. Uh, we're back on the 16X map to do some work. Just in the last few minutes, went through and raised up this mountain a little bit so we can work on this area a little bit more. The 3.6 update, the only one, actually, I started the stream and then I realized my Google Drive update was not finished yet, so I had to pause it because I was dropping frames. So, well, let that run. But you can get the MediaFire link for the 3.6 update. That is ready, as well as the Dropbox link. So if you want to get the 3.6 update with the fixes from this morning, they are there and ready to go. And so far, it looks pretty good. Although it's early. We'll see what happens with that. I decided to jump on because I may have to leave at a moment's notice and I don't know yet. I'm waiting for a reply from someone on my messenger that may make my evening plans get all messed up, but it's all for good, so we'll just go for a little while here until I get that and see what's going on. Basically, I put out word of a woman that needed a couple twin beds for her kids, and I located a couple twin beds for her children who would be otherwise sleeping on a hard floor this Christmas, and I'm just waiting to make arrangements to get them over there. And with everything else that's going on, with my trip coming up and everything, it pretty much either has to happen tonight or tomorrow during the day, and I'm not sure yet. So I may, at some point, just disappear and take care of that. It'd be really cool to. I feel like pretty lucky that I'm always the beneficiary. Everybody else is the ones that are giving, but I make connections and uh, help out a family at Christmas time and get to see the reward, of putting smiles on people's faces. It's a pretty awesome thing. So, yeah, we might disappear at any time now. We'll find out. But until then, let me get this ground height correct here. I'm just going to bring back this railroad track if I can. Oh, I did a boo-boo already. We want to get the ground height from here. And I just want to level this back to the mountain. Replace lower only will keep me from messing up my mountain. I will be leaving. Oh, yeah. So my mission trip goes from the day after Christmas. I leave here, the 26th. Late at night, I gotta meet up with the rest of the group about 45 minutes away at 11 p.m. to drive to Newark, New Jersey, which is a good 4-hour drive, to catch a plane to go to the Dominican Republic. I think the plane leaves at 4 a.m. and I'll be there. I think they said around 8:30, something crazy like that, a.m. on the 27th. But I'll be leaving late at night on the 26th, so I do have a little time during the day to get some things taken care of there. And boy, am I going to need it the way things are going right now. So all is good. But so much more to do to get ready Let's bring this back over here, and we will blend that in a little bit later. I want to do the same thing on the other side. Just take care of some of these big divots around the track. No need to have those. And then we can put a town up here eventually. Hey Wolfie, welcome back. So, gonna do some 16x map work for a little bit. And see what we can get done before my message comes in. My guess is the person that's donating those beds is working right now. It's about 3:47. They said they still have them and will get a hold of me as soon as they can talk. So crazy. Crazy but cool. Just trying to squeeze that in with everything else that's going on is like, okay, I guess we'll go ahead and I gotta. So once I get this call, I have to locate someone with a truck once I know when I can pick them up, and then run down there, grab the beds, and deliver them. Hopefully, I can get it all done tonight. It's getting kind of close to the holiday, and I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Three more factories to build. Awesome. I've got 13 more. No, well, yeah, I do. About 13 more to build. So far, the reports on the forums have been good. With the latest update, fixing everybody's issues, hopefully we got them all nailed down. Who knows? But we'll find out relatively quickly here, I'm sure. Yeah, you have a truck, but too far away. I hear you. I've got. It's not. I know plenty of people with trucks. It's the time issue right now. Everybody's. A lot of people are already traveling for the holiday. I mean, if I have to, I might be able to grab my sister's minivan and try to squeeze two mattresses in there. But we tried that once before, and it was a little bit. We had to call in another vehicle to get them with the last bed, but that was a one queen size. So these should fit, but I don't even know when she's going to be back, so that remains to be seen. Everybody's doing their Christmas shopping. Not me. No Christmas shopping this year yet. I won't be able to see my kids till the 13th of January because of the trip, so I figured I would put a little bit aside if I have anything left and see if I can pick them up something down in the Dominican Republic on the trip, because it kind of helps out both ends, you know? So finally, I'm doing more work on this crazy 16X, and we are gonna. Alright, that whole area is level. Doesn't have to stay level, but it's gonna be a lot easier to work with as we're bringing roads in and then figure out where things go. Let's see, I want to get my dirty mud off of here for now. That's gone. A little bit of a divot back here. That works. I think. we're pretty good there. So we're gonna bring my circle down. Size-wise, not quite that far. Just take down this ridge so it's not looking like a cliff there. I think we're pretty good with that. I'm looking. All right, so now we're gonna go back and paint this mountain up again so that the surfaces are correct. And oh, not that. We wanna switch over to the paintbrush. We can take off my replace limit, and we're just gonna run over the top of this thing a couple times. Small Christmas. Well, yeah, I hear you there. Nobody, well, we'll have a little bit of a Christmas, but everything's crazy around here. Christmas is delayed this year for me, really. I'll have New Year's in the Dominican Republic. That should be an interesting experience. See how they do things over there. And then, yeah, the weekend of January 13th, I will be going home for Christmas. All right, let me come in because I messed with the textures pretty good on this hill. I'm gonna go back and do my dirt from let's see, we'll go from 25 to 45 with rough dirt through here. That seems like some good numbers. It might not see much change, but it's going to get rid of some of the grass. A little bit of a change. Got a ridge right there I'm going to have to take care of. We'll smooth that down. And this is one heck of a interesting looking mountain range for sure. Got some different features in it that give me ideas for later on. Got like this one ridge that runs along. I think I'm going to build a road through right up along here. A access point to get over there from the other side with some scenic views. We'll see what we could do. All right, now grass gonna go from 0 to 25. And hit up all the areas that are flattish. If that's a word, flattish, it is now. See that? I thought that was, hey, the squad fan, thank you for the follow there. I thought that was a little bit of a drop off there. So we got rid of some of the stone looks right there. And go tell it on the mountain. Go paint it on the mountain. I think I missed the rock a little bit in there, but I'm not sure. So yeah, honestly, we're winding down here as far as broadcasts before I go. Uh, Not sure what I'll be getting in after this one, actually, but we'll see if we can get back and continue on this thing. I'll be around, but I've got so much to take care of. I haven't even started packing my bags yet, and I got some shopping for some more things to get. And then Christmas and all that fun stuff. I have a feeling I'm going to be going shopping the day after Christmas right now. Hopefully they'll have good sales. There's a positive and a negative to my phone being hooked up to Engine and getting the messages. That thing goes off all the time now. I'm going to have to reply to some of them, but all right. So this ridge over here needs to be smoothed down a little bit. Thank you, the squad fan, for the host. "16 times the fun" coming your way in another few months, hopefully. All right, got a nice mountain ridge coming through with some interesting little details. This is the part here that I think I missed some rock on. So add 45, 90, mountain rock, different brush, please. Thank you. Yeah, right through here. Hit those faces, those sharp faces. And a little through here. Mountain and Factory Sim. This map, believe it or not, has so much empty space that it's going to be as enormous as these mountains look. 16x map, the fields, everything in this map is going to be enormous. So, mountains, factories, you name it. We're going to bring a road right up through this grass part. Rough dirt, square, about 5 wide, and then I can figure out where I want it. Right about there will work. And it can go. I think I probably want to move it a little. Actually, let me do that. Grass, please. I want to move it a little bit further away from this field. A little bit more drawn on the other side than this side. We can leave that down there, okay? We are getting there. Oh, let's see if that's my message. All right. No, it is not. It's a different one. Grass. Where are you? Yeah, painting out of the lines a little bit. We'll come back and touch it up when I get this whole thing drawn in. Oh my goodness. Someone's sending me a million pictures through Messenger. Rough dirt. Hey Jake 1999, how you doing? Yep, we're back at it. Back to 16x map, working away. We've got more and more getting done. A little bit of road work. It's going to come up here and we're going to basically just run it around the corner. We'll smooth that out in a little bit. And bring it back through over here. I'm probably going to do a little bit of a mountain, but we'll be able to enter this back area with where this town is across the railroad tracks and up into here where I got to paint a lot of grass first. And then we will round. Whoa. Add, not replace. Just kind of continue that range over to this side a little bit. We might put some tunnels in later, like have a tunnel going between there. Maybe even one for this road right here. But tunnels will come later if we decide we want them. Right now, roads must appear. So I know where I'm getting to, where I'm going. All right, let's do that up with 4590 Mountain Rock. 25 to 45 with some rough dirt. And being as it's grass already, we don't have to worry about painting the grass on the flat spots because there's a little bit in there. And we'll come back over here. Round brush is fine. Smooth. Set it to grass. And just hit my edges. I'm going to be going through. Might have to make it a little wider. Let's put it back to rough dirt. Get a little bit smaller circle here. We almost made the road disappear right here. The limits are on. That is why. Okay. I'm just bringing it a little bit out because I want to get it smooth. Whoa. Kind of bring it smoothed in a little bit there. And it looks a little better. Not as jagged edges on the road coming through. And we can extend another one over toward this way. And I want to bring it up through here on this flat spot. So we'll come down the side of this field. Let's see, back up. I gotta make sure I'm out far enough. Yeah, somewhere around there. How far do I gotta go? Way over here. Looking for that spot over there. Great job on the update. All is good. Glad to hear, MMLR. Everything, let's hope everything is good and nothing else pops up. Thanks for the compliments there. It happens when we try to push them out without really going through the testing. You guys were the testers this time, but we got it for you. And it is what it is. We'll take care of it. If ever we have an issue, we will make sure we get it right relatively quick, even if it takes a few shots, because I know what it's like to have to wait to play your favorite game, or one of your favorites, We're going to come right up through here. Got a text back. uh, Hang on just a minute. I'm gonna have to take a break for just a second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, but all should be good, I hope. What was I doing? I'm bringing a road through here. Oh, more message. And I need to add some grass around the edges of this little area. So let's go to my grass. I'm just going to paint that in so I can get my road through clearer. Hey, Amaki. I am back, I think. Am I back? I hope so. For all that are out there. Did I mute myself by accident? No. I do that occasionally. We're going to bring a road right along this mountain edge here. Just making some room for it. And we're going to have to do a little bit of smoothing out. We got a ridge right up here. So let's get a little bit bigger circle. Make sure it's passable. And another ridge coming up over here as we climb and wind around this new mountain range. A little rough going right through this area, so we got to definitely smooth that out. It looks like I might have missed a lot of the rock in this area too, which happens. You hear me. Good deal. Well, I think. Maybe not for some of you, but tired of listening to me, but we got to come through with a road. Let's get this down a little bit on that edge. Make sure we're passable through here. Just enough to make you guys fall off the edge and whine and complain that it's too difficult. No. And 0. Whoops. How many whoopses is Dave gonna have today? We'll have a whoops count. You fell asleep and just woke up? Well, I hope I didn't put you to sleep. But I don't know how long. Like I said, I'm going to be here today. I'm waiting for a response that could change my plans for this evening. Alright, we're going to bring that road up through this far. Let's smooth this little edge down here. Make it look a little better. And then we're going to get a road somehow just running right through. It's going to get narrow, treacherous. We like some treacherous terrain. Let's go with that size. Try that. Add brush. That's what we want. and bring it up through here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut through right through here. Right about so. And you'll be able to come in from the other end of the city. Bring this down a little bit. It's pretty steep there. Let me get some grass. Kind of, see, whoa. I didn't do whoops, I did whoa. So I saved myself the whoops. And we are going right down through. It'll be just a fun drive. Well, for some. Four-ish. It's called the Scenic Route, you know? We're gonna come over this way and shoot my road up through here to the top near the railroad. We're gonna put something on this edge at some point, probably. Right back in here on this corner, just so you have a reason to come up here. uh, yeah, I think that will work pretty good. You know what I do need to do, I just realized? I need to put an edge on the back along this wall. So we'll take care of that. Add extend our mountain over here, or we're gonna have you driving right off the map. Yeah, really big boo-boo. Put a river right through there. I'm interested. I love doing those and then going in and seeing just what the drive's gonna be like, you know? We gotta build up a little bit here. We do have... Actually, I should have went with a bigger circle, which we can, because the rest of the mountain around here is so big. It doesn't have to be the same size, but we're gonna extend this little basin mountain on the back side of the swamp, so people can't just drive off the edge of the map. And Mount Rock. Make it so it's all one piece. Like so. I may. What do you guys think? What do we got over here? we're gonna I'm just looking at the space that's left. We've got a huge area over here. I think I'm gonna do another swamp area right through here. Maybe I'll even connect the two. There's gonna be Silt City. What do you think? Anybody? I'm thinking of wrapping a swamp right around, connecting to that one, and just make it a little bit thinner here. And then fill in this area right here with a big swamp, so it's kind of surrounding the farm a little bit. That way it will definitely have enough for silt throughout, and if somebody goes off that edge, they'll end up in a swamp. It'll look cool, kind of cool driving along the backside of the swamp on that road as well. So I think we're going to try to do that with our water planes. Now it's going to be interesting because I'm going to pull this one to the top, duplicate it. Hey Donna, how you doing? And let's see where we are. Actually, let me go back and grab the translation Y value for this so we can put it where it needs to be a little bit later. So I'm just gonna make sure there's some water through here. Actually, we want to keep it straight. I'm gonna have to, overlaps tend to cause an issue with how the water looks, but I'll have to find out where that links up. And we're just gonna carve out a swamp through here. Make another one for now. We'll position them. Leave room to turn. Yeah. Oh yeah, there'll be room. The water plane, basically I'm going to jump in here and grab my height of the ground underneath from the bottom, and then we're going to replace through this area. It's going to be thin through here, but I got to see where the overlap's going to be. Get that first piece lined up. Well, I probably already went bigger than I want over there. Let's try backing up a little bit. It's going to be thin through this area, more toward this side. We'll shift the water plane on this one toward the back a little bit. Run it up through here. And then it's just going to open up. Here, I'll kind of cut out the area now, and we'll fix it up later. I could run it right up to the edge, so they really will fall into the swamp when they come through. If they fall off that edge, it'll look kind of cool. And just gonna be a pretty big swamp field, because all the silt in the map is going to be controlled in this zone. We've got all this room. Swamp, I'm going to probably leave a little room on the top edge, but we're going to fill in some water planes. Eventually, when we get closer to finished. Thank you for the bits, Quantum 4. Watching more commercials, are we? Uh, Eventually, we're going to come in and put in a couple huge water planes rather than all the small ones I'm using. Actually, I should do that. I mean, there's so many. Look at all these water planes. Bloop, 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 bloop. We can take that lake one and use it literally 4 times around the map and have the whole water with a lot fewer pieces. I don't know exactly. Yeah, maybe I'll just at least bring the lake one over here because this is going to be, it'll make this go so much easier in this back area. We'll bring that around. Kind of bring it right into this landscape area and connect it up through here. Doesn't look like much yet, but give it a minute. We'll have it down. So you got enough room around there. I would think it's a lot bigger when it looks like than it looks like in here. We'll bring this right over. Connect it up to that one. It'd be kind of cool. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zap some of these smaller planes, and we're going to copy the big one from way over yonder and bring it in and cover this whole area with one. And then smooth out the edges, and it'll look kind of cool. Wait till we plant the dead trees and fill this monster with the silt. Definitely no shortage of water on this map and mountains, but there's not going to be a shortage of anything. There's going to be lots of factories, lots of farms. Well, 4 farms. I guess that might be the biggest shortage, farms, but there's going to be lots of fields for those 4 farms. All right. Get rid of the small ones because why have 20 pieces? And I'm going to be doing this a lot more because they did the whole river that way, but I wonder if I could get it from over here. Yeah. I'm going to duplicate that water plane, which is huge. Actually, it's even shrunk down, I think, for the lake, but we shall see. We'll use a few of these rather than a bunch of small ones. You can sometimes scale up, but then the waves start looking funky. Scaling down usually seems to work better, and this one actually is scaled down quite a bit. So we'll 1 by 1. It's a 4x map water plane, but we don't want it to run into our current water on the map. So we'll bring it into position. It has to go right about there. It literally, I'm going to have to shrink it down because we're into the water that's down here. Well, I can remove that plane now. There's one underneath. But I could actually remove that whole river full of water planes too. Let's see. It's at 64, but that wasn't the height that we need it to be at. It's going to be right there. Why is the lake lower? I have no idea. We'll find out. The rivers and lakes, but I'm going to lower it back down briefly so I can get rid of all the small ones that litter this map. That should be small. Let's see, the water plane I just copied should be at the bottom. I just lost my big one. I just got to make sure I can click on it somewhere. Which one was it? It's up in the water planes folder. Can I get it through the ground here? How far did I lower it? It's right there. Okay, just want to make sure I can grab it again later when we're ready, because we're going to remove, and you'll notice, you see all this water through here? A million little water planes. We need to save some resources by getting rid of all these small ones. Hey KW, how you doing? So, gonna take a little time, but might as well take care of this now. Map will run better than having all these small ones. I get why he used them, but we can always, if I don't like the looks of the water, we can mess with the texture later on, make it more wavy or whatever. But literally, this map can get away with 4 water planes for the whole entire map, and you only cut out where the water level is. Now that out there is my big one, I'm pretty sure. So, spin around. And chop it up. So if anybody's just joining us, the release for 3.6 is out there, ready to go. Fixed the rest of, hopefully the rest of the remaining errors. Come on. I know I clicked off the screen, but you don't have to be so slow, computer. What'll be interesting is a lot of this may change down the road. I might make some of the rivers wider if Big Daddy can work on that boat for traveling through the rivers. We'll have to make some modifications to bridges and stuff just to get our boat through in some areas. I wasn't going to do the side rivers. I was just going to do the main one, but you know, you never know. We'll see how much work's going to be involved later if we get that boat splines ready. It'd be kind of cool to put a few of them and a couple of junctions for offloading one, loading the other, just like train stations, but on the river. You're welcome, HC. Yeah, I'm with you. Never tried it, never really was interested in it, but once I saw what it can do, and we just barely scratched the surface with seasons too. I mean, that was the quick stuff. Uh, we're gonna work on this map for a little while. When I get tired of it after the vacation, I'll be back doing this. But every now and then we'll jump in, and I do like to fiddle with different projects at now and then. So there's so many seasonal things that I want to be able to try. Not only that, but the new way we can link the fabric script up. We'll probably end up working on it on this map, not the season stuff, but the fabric script stuff. And if we come across anything really cool, we can copy it back out to that one. What's cool is the ore smelting and all that work we did for the gold wash plant and the milk tank and all that, they all have to come in here anyway, and now it's done. It's just a matter of re-importing them and switching them back over to the M Company factory script, and we're going to be good. Yeah, the goal is, if Big Daddy gets working on it, I'm going to get rid of this log. No sense having that log right now. Is to basically, you see how your trains run on the rails. Well, they're on that spline, that invisible spline. And to alleviate problems with people getting boats stuck and things like that, I wanted to bring in uh, a spline just like the train is on, but floated across the top of the water with a boat that we can load, and I can control where people drive it, just like I can control the train. Now, some of these bushes may end up being, these water planes seem to be at different heights. 94. We're going to mess it all up, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about the big river at the current point. I'm going to come over here. I probably deleted too many. I wasn't thinking, but oh well, we can go down here. Bring that up to, yeah, he has it at different heights throughout the map. So that was non-collisionable water all the way through there, apparently, because we're still pretty low. All this water back here was good, and it's collisionable. That's the high water. We can make lower water. Actually, the highest point, I never drove down the rivers, but we're gonna have to. Oi, oi, oi. Let's see what we have. How far down is the water? How deep of a crevice do we need to make through here? Let's find out. We've got the replace value, I think, still. Oh yeah, that water's way down there. It'll be a canyon, but we're gonna have to do quite a bit of modification. I want one water plane. So we're gonna have some deeper water canyon through here. We'll have to redo some in the waterfall. Just made a whole lot of work for myself. Actually, I might get away with. We'll probably have to bring in some of those small planes back up here. But I'd like to at least keep it to a few. Do I want to mess with that? I know what I'll do. Edit. Undo. Um, so basically, he had this whole water plane through this river as one of those non-collisionable. You couldn't drown your. Let's go back a little further. You can't drown your vehicle in it, but we never really experimented with it. So in order to bring that back, if I can, We're getting there. All right. I need to take this big water plane here, duplicate it one more time. We're going to have a couple of them, but we don't need a million. Someone make me a ton of US street signs. You're going to need a ton for this map. You think it's bad over there. So we duplicate this water plane, and in order to make it a non-collisionable water plane, we're going to slide it down, remove the environment on create. That way it won't collision. Let's bring it over here, get it out of our other water. It's going to take a little bit of positioning and shrinking in that, because there's a couple different levels. Get our water level up, see how we're looking. That's where the waterfall, I believe, is. Yep, right there. So we're above ground over here because it drops down. Let's slide it that way. Now I know why he used so many small ones, but we can get away with fewer. Let me shrink this down to about half the size. It'll be easier to work with. 0.5 that way. Y doesn't have to change. 0.5 that way. And we've got to put two of them overlapping, but we got to fill in this whole river. So I got to bring it wider the long way, which I think was this one. Yeah. Actually, I don't, because it's two levels. I got to do two of them. Let's go back. Just push it all the way down to over here. And connect it up with our river height. See if this is going to work. Oh, he has a waterfall right there. That's what it is. All right, so that one has to go there. And that will look good if it covers up to the next waterfall, and it doesn't yet. We got to go a little wider. And of course, reposition back on this edge. To our waterfall edge. Might have to do a little bit of cleanup where the two come together. Get the right there, right there. How far are we over here? As long as it gets up underneath the waterfall right there, we're good. That looks good. We're not touching the water that's up there. And we can now do it one more time. Thank you, Sapper509. Hope all your issues on the map have also been fixed. Let's bring that translation. Where's my top arrow? That's what I'm wondering. Anybody? What did I do? I don't have my top arrow to pull it up. That's weird. I never seen that, but we're gonna move it back anyway. We got to get it away from the other one. So that's just back here in the upper part. As soon as it disappears, right to there. It's okay if it go. All right, now we got to raise it up to a new height. Let's get some more depth to this thing. 95, 97, 100, and 5. Oh, we're gonna have to bring it back this way a little bit because it's a different. We're flooding fields. That's gonna be a tricky one. But we could still try. We're gonna have to go in and look at these, make sure they all look good. But I want to try to get them down. No need to have as many as they had, but scaling down this small might throw our water looks off a little bit. We'll check it out. Sometimes it makes it so they don't even draw. I can't even move it yet. Awesome. So far, all good reports on our latest update. That's a good thing. Because we need to work on this for the next, well, while. A while. I might have to put in a couple small ones on this thing eventually. Why can I not grab my arrows? That's troubling me. Yeah, this whole area through here is a little bit tricky. Because we've got a big flooded field here. You should never delete everything until you test. No. We can still come up this way. But we're going to have to probably work in a couple of the small ones because we can't be way over there. We got to come all the way up here. And I have this corner, but the corner's not being used yet. So with that, look out, folks. We're going to raise up some terrain right through here so I don't have to mess with it. And we'll put a field up on top. Nice square one. This is all going to get filled in anyway. So round, add, get bigger. This whole mountain range right here I was cutting out of, but decided against it. I was going to put the coal area over here and changed my mind and decided to make mining mountains. So that's easy to hide. Bring the mountain right back the way it was. Through here. But it's this area right here. We need to just do a little terrain work. Get rid of that water. Replace button. Okay. Let me replace lower limit only. Lower. And we're just gonna make it all disappear. Just like that. And then we'll build up our landscape slope and put something up here in the corner that's just a little higher. Like my voice, a little higher. Oh. You just make things work when you're a map maker. You make it work. That's all there is to it. Somehow you gotta make it work. Try and try again. So there, you'd never even know there's water playing under there, would ya? Well, you do now because I told you, but you wouldn't. Now we're gonna go through. Here, we can even bring that out a little bit. And make sure your water edges don't stick through your plane, but you're good. It's untouched area. This is why I said you never know what the map's going to look like during the building process. You just make things work. We got to get back to the swamp pretty soon. And I might put a ridge through here, a little rock stuff. You never know. We'll decide that later. But we got like a little valley coming through here too now, so kind of cool. And it kind of extends off of that mountain there. Let's see. Mountain Rock, 4590. No. Yes. See how easy that is. We can build a road up on top wherever it's level. We'll do some road stuff, but a little smoother down that end. We got like a little plateau with another river. Yeah, no river, but all right. Water planes 1 and 2 instead of all those little ones. It's much better that way. But we gotta check the water, make sure it looks good, and then we gotta also fix all our edging on this here. We're gonna smooth it down. Not paint it. We want to be able to drive into. Wrong brush again. Smooth. We want to be able to get into the swamp to get our stuff, so our silt. So this edge here needs to be relatively smoothed down. I know how much you guys love driving into those deeper swamps, but hopefully it'll be a little more gradual to get into this one than the last time. Not as big of a drop off in some areas anyway. Bring that edge right in. A little steeper up on this end, but that's okay. Sapper 509 with a whole bucket full of cheers. 50 cheers. Thank you so much. Then we're just gonna bring my circle down, and we don't need to. This is a cliff over here. We'll blend it in a little bit later on, but we're gonna just go through. Kind of combine it up with that mountain. So if you do go over the edge, you're in for a treat. A bath. And nobody wants a bath in this cold, swampy water, so be careful. Be fun. This also, oddly enough, if I don't know yet if it'll even be possible, but if we were to make this season's mod compatible and change to ice, you know how difficult that would have been with uh, 50 water planes compared to hopefully when we're done with this, we only have 3 or 4. We've got 3 right now. 3 big ones. The river over there is still many, many. But we can't freeze. Actually, that would be interesting because the boat would we oh yeah, that would be another issue. Boat wouldn't be able to travel on a water plane that's frozen. It could, but it wouldn't look right. So we'd have to figure something out like disable the boat in the winter. That would be fun. Those are the things that you just don't think about sometimes until it happens. It's like, oh man, I can't do that. Now we got to figure a way to bring the boat down the river or make it non-accessible during the wintertime. Fix up my edge. That's going to be a big swamp. Let's see if we're going to get in there and drown ourselves everywhere in the map. You watch. I forgot something. No, the boat from PV Rivers, uh, the way it works is not going to work in this map. So, but we are going to try to I'm going to see if Big Daddy can put it on a spline like the train. So I got to pull it out of there. It's done a special way. I don't know if it can be done. We're going to try to get some type of boat on here. But there were always issues of people getting that thing stuck. So we're going to look at doing things a little bit different in this one. We've got this nice swamp back here. You won't be able to drive the boat through the swamp. But I am going to put the border around. You got the front edge, relatively easy to access. Get a little bit just seeing where we are here. All right. We've got swamp water. Next thing I want to do is I want to go rough dirt. I want to add. We can bring my thing, but I want to put the slope limit on something like 0 to 10. I want to be able to get the bottom of this because it really does change the way the water looks in the game. If it has, let's make sure I'm working on it. Dirt bottom. It is pretty much dirt bottom. And then we're going to put our silt. So yeah, just make sure we got our dirt bottom. There's probably grass way up here. Yeah, there is. So it'll give a different type of reflection on the water where there's grass underneath compared to where there's dirt underneath. And I actually probably could have worked in the edge a little bit later. We'll do that and get this down. Make sure all the edges are... I can't even see where there's grass, but it's... I guess I could do it this way. Let's see. I could take this. It'll be easier. I'm going to grab my C value, my Y value, 72, Control C, and let's just put it down to like 40 for now. Now I can see where I'm painting. Got the value saved to bring it back. Trees for swamps come much later. Got a little bit of a grass edge, but we're going to go around carefully and bring in the dirt up this slope over here. Rough dirt is set, but we're going to take away my slope limit and just try to make sure the edge of the hill coming down to the swamp has some dirt on it. Back to my rock edge. Paint in this little area. Just get the grass out of the water. Um, I would, yes, moving water. The way I created it was it hides the moving water. We have moving water in the other map too, if you didn't know, but I figured out a way to make a plane that looks like ice and stop it so that yeah, I can do it if I want to. I can freeze the whole river and I make it look like it's solid ice and stops flowing. But on a map like this, if you're going to put boats down it, that's the only issue. But yeah, if you look at the water, it's still got waves. We took the waves out of the water for the ice and covered it over. So literally the ice is just a fraction above the water height, and the other plane is just below it on the other map. All right, I'm going to jump in. Well, first we're going to save. I want to get the textures drawn correctly around here. And then look at that glass. It's right up to the top edge. Save it, exit, load it, save it, exit, jump in, see what it looks like. And Quantum 4 making a splash. That will give some room. Thank you, Quantum 4. They need bigger glasses. That's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty cool little thing. You guys see a lot of other people using that on their streams yet? It's kind of a neat little feature. Look at all the water planes that are still in this map on that list right here on the left. That's all from the middle river. Yeah, well, the top of moving water ices over in colder climates. We make it so it's nice and smooth when it ices over and you don't see the moving water anymore. I think it came out pretty awesome, but the lily pads disappearing, all that fun stuff. Which reminds me, we probably have some floating in the water down there. Or above the plane. We got the planes back pretty close. All right, I got to exit editor. We can literally, let's open it back up, get my distance textures correct. And we're moving on. We're going to jump in and take a ride around our swamp, see if the water levels mess us up too bad. Don't want to drown everybody. Now, if only they could speed up the Giants editor, my life would be a lot easier. Things would go a lot faster. You're going to place one banana tree on PV3 and wait until peeps discover it. You have a banana tree? Does it actually have bananas? Is it a good banana tree model? We can put it somewhere. That was a thought, one of these mountains turning it into a ski resort, pre-placing snow if we used the snow mod on it. But that's way down the road. We got to get this working first. Get it up and running. There's so much to do. We've spent most of this month just on terrain, and we're not even done with that yet. Terrain, painting fields. But we're getting closer. How close are we? Well, not close enough. We took a little break for seasons on V3. Scripts 16x. Now we can see it with all the terrain details drawn in, distance textures. That's a pretty cool little wraparound swamp. I hope it works out okay. So let's jump into the game and take a look. Take a little drive. We need to go to XXL. And load that up. How many fields are we going to have in this map? We're looking at about 12 to 15 per farm, I think. So with 4 farms, whoops, wrong map. So I'm trying to keep it around 60, but there are some monsters this time around. About 60-ish, but they are huge. We might go a couple over, I'm yawning here, or we might go a couple under, but that's my goal. I don't want to have 150. I want to keep it a little bit smaller. I mean, literally I could have done 500 regular size fields, but that's not what you guys want. You want to be able to do some big fields, and you can still even combine these fields together. But as I'm designing, I've been working on the 15 as the go-to number for fields on a farm at maximum. Doesn't mean we won't have some additional ones later on. You know, that would put us at 60. We're going to do the island in the middle of the lake, so there will probably be some some stuff going on in there. Maybe a few smaller fields. When we decide what we want to do on the island, we might build like a whole. I'd love to see the grape harvester and build the vineyard with smaller fields out on that island. But we don't even have a way to get to the island yet. We need a boat. Boat or a bridge way, one or the other. So if we do something like that, though, it'd be like a contained area where smaller fields planted with grapes and the grape harvester. So that would be kind of cool. Could do a sugarcane plantation out there as well and just move all the make some smaller fields for sugarcane all around that. But I'd like to do something different with that. Build a volcano. That was a thought too. I've done that in the past. Take a little design work, but it's got to be that island's got to be special. Let's go get my truck and take a ride to the North Country. See what those new roads and swamp are looking like. Check out some of the changes. All this area hasn't even been touched yet, the middle. A little bit, but not much at all. This is massive, this map. I really am. You guys have played 16x maps before, so you know. Some of you have. But a 16x map with, yeah, there will be enough to do. That's for sure. Takes 20 minutes just to drive across it. But we got to take a look at our water planes and make sure they're looking decent. Driving through the mine tunnels, yeah, that's kind of cool. We got one mining section. We're gonna look at tunnels later to connect up some of these areas, but we've got bridges, we've got tons of mountains and terrain changes as we go through here. As you can see, these all have to be worked on in this area, but crossing the highways, I'm not even sure I know where I'm going yet. But look at all this space. We might just put some fake animals walking around just to liven it up. Some sheep farms. Sort of like we did in the other one. You know, we've got those models where sheep can just roam around, and we're going to add all the detail stuff in later once we get all the necessity stuff in first. If I can stay on the road. See, that's what I was talking about. All right, we've got a different look to the water down there. So maybe I want to switch that around. That's an issue. I'm going to take a look at that in just a minute. Our water looks different than the river water. It's clearer. We're going to do some work on that. Water is fun to work with. We're going to make it some pretty nasty stuff. No. So this here road comes down. We got to fix all around this road too. We got a lot of fixing. A lot of fixing. You can go over to the other section, but you'll be able to jump onto this road here. This is the one we just put in that goes along this side of this field. We've got a lot of room to put some extra garages back here and stuff away from the farm, which is not even in view. It's way over there on the other side of that massive field. Then we have our mountain range that will wind up through over here to the top. across the railroad, I mean. So this area is going to be where you're going to be driving up into a town. Just picture a town up here. Some side streets, we can do a nice grid of streets up here and build our town up in that section. That's what that is there for. And it's kind of a cool little entrance, I think. Get up to the railroad, cross over, jump onto some streets with a town up there. Or you can go back toward the farm. We'll smooth out road edges and stuff. All that fun texture stuff later on as we, I mean, we're going to have all sorts of mud and different things on this map too, along the highways and stuff. But if you come along here, this is where we got the swamp. You can see it's pretty massive down there. It's gonna be pretty awesome looking coming through here. We can wind up this road. It's a little hill. Don't want to fall down off the cliff. But that's a massive swamp area. We can have a little place for some type of outpost or build. Maybe popcorn Suttons. I don't know. Popcorn Suttons will be somewhere. So we have the swamp down there. We also have a way to go around the swamp and put something down below. Factory wood of some sort. Who knows what we're going to do? I don't know yet. But you'll be able to also come back up to this city on the far end. And we'll eventually wind it down. Maybe even have a couple fields on this end as we get up to the city area that will be down over there. So this whole area up here at top is a pretty big, giant area. Now, let's go back down. I like it. I just don't know what to do with my water. Probably should have left it. I might import the water back the way it was. I like the swamp. I'm going to try to replace... Oh, that wasn't a smart thing. But hey, I made it down anyway. We've got... Be careful. Don't go over the edge there. Let's see how deep the water is. That's always a plus. We got to check that out. So yeah, water depth shouldn't drown you. Oh, it does. It's too deep. Gotta raise my water up just a little bit. I mean, bring it down a little bit. Because we can't drown you guys. Or bring the bottom up. One of the two. Probably gonna bring the bottom up a little bit. But I like that look. It's kind of cool. It might look better with a rock bottom. But we have the issue of... Let me get another truck. I know. I shouldn't have drowned the one I had. I got plenty of money. I don't know why I'm getting more. Shouldn't have drowned my truck. But I got to look at some of the other water and figure out what I'm going to do. See what you guys think. Got a great truck this time. So, that water is very white looking right there. Wouldn't you say? That's the old water. Troutmouth 65. Yeah, I am doing super. Hope you're doing well as well. Good to see you out there. So what do you guys think? River water down below. Kind of the whitish look to it. Compared to, but we got to make it match up because the inlets are going to be way too noticeable where it changes. Do you like that look? Solid, can't see through? Or because the tricky part is the swamps. I love letting you guys decide some of these things. It takes the pressure off me. Uh, takes a little pressure because I gotta do a little bit of reworking, but we'll get up here where the two waters meet, run up along the other side. Yeah, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Oh yeah, this is the road that goes to nowhere. We're gonna put a bridge here. Although I do kind of like it as a jump. I just can't wait to play PV in a 16x world. Even though I can't even finish a 4x map of mine. 16? It's gonna be awesome. So this is, I think this is where we got to view both water types. There's the old water, there's the new. Uh, I can work the bottom of the water, some color in. We didn't even paint this bank yet. And it'll change it a little bit. But which do you prefer? Or which, yeah, the old down there, the white, or the darker, clearer water setting? Anybody have any opinions? Or it doesn't matter? Because I can change just the one texture for the rivers and still keep that, because remember we have one plane separate for the swamps. I definitely want the dark one for the swamps because the white water wouldn't quite look right. But as far as the rivers go, I don't know. I think it might look better with the whitish one. And I think I can pull it off. Not 100% sure, but I think I can. The new one is a nice change. Yeah, so this is what the river will look like, but we can paint up the bottom of it, you know? Actually, this is a nice place to go down along the river. It looks decent. It's not flowing as much. We can increase our bump speed possibly on it. Uh, I gotta either raise up the or lower that one back there, the swamp one, or I'm gonna raise the bottom up so the swamp doesn't have to be as deep. Although, yeah, I think I can try to speed up the bumps on the plains on this one and give that a try. Let's see. I haven't experimented too much with working with water, but I knew enough to make it into ice. So let's see if I can reverse the process and make it into something else. And then we can switch over to the other with just a few water planes. I like it. I like it better with the rock bottom too than the dirt over here. You can see the rock through the bottom. Kind of cool. Gets deep. Yeah, it'll look pretty cool. All right, so let's go in and see what we can do. We're going to experiment with water a little bit today. We just need some bicycle tires and washing machines in it. How do you put a placeable factory in GE? Gigabyte, I don't have time to really go back to. It depends on the factory. Is it a fabric script factory? Is it an M company factory script? That's the biggest thing. You need to know a little bit about your placeable object. Um, and really, my past two broadcasts, just go back a couple. When we were doing the wash plant, it's the same exact process. It's not easy, but if it's running on the fabric script, the fish farm, you know, we're gonna look at the fish farm, but I haven't even looked at it, so I'm not sure yet. All right, so this is the dark water. We're going to do a little bit of an experiment here. Yeah, it's one of those complicated things. If you watched my last broadcast when we just did the stone wash plant, it's not as cut and dry as you would hope. That's dark water, light water is down the other side. I'm going to take this plane right here and export it in place. Export selection. Let's do it with files, even though I don't know if I need to. I don't think there's any textures on there, but we'll be on the safe side. Might need it for the... So, file, export selection with files. And I'm going to go PVXXL water planes. I'm going to put this as a new name. That one will be water plane 1. Save it. You own farmland in Illinois. Can I reproduce it on FarmSim? Fuzzy, I've been asked that a lot of time, but I don't usually do that because of the enormous amount of extra time it would take to bring specifications, things up to specification, uh, to match. It's much harder to do than free forming, and these maps that I do are so involved that they take, this one here is probably going to take well over 1,000 hours to make this thing. It's a time thing, and there are people that do it, but it's got to be a labor of love for the farm owner. You can use Google Earth imaging, but it's still a little bit tricky to use Google Earth to make it because you don't get all the height detail unless they change Google Earth. You get a basic what the terrain looks like, but it doesn't really help you with the different height changes. It's a lot of work to do one from. Did I just do the whole map again? I think I did. See, I talk, I can't do two things at once. I might have just exported the whole map. Waterplane 2. Yeah, I did. That's never good. We gotta wait. That's gonna be an issue. I gotta pull out a whole bunch of stuff now. It's a lot of work to do it. I actually, believe it or not, I live here in the middle of farm country. Oh man, which I'm gonna run into some errors, but we're gonna have to work it out later. Because I've copied the whole darn map and I already had a water plane in here. And now I've got several files that I don't need being dropped in. We did this the other day. Yeah, they're a labor of love. I tried to do the area around here. I literally am surrounded by farms. And uh, when I was doing it, I started doing a little bit of the Google Earth, just stitching together a 4X map with Google Earth is a piece of work. But I realized before I even got too far that I didn't have the terrain height information that I needed. So you literally would have to know the area to really be accurate unless there's a way to get that height information in that I wasn't sure of. But I realized very early on that it wasn't going to be something I was going to do. So I need to kill all of these folders and waterplane 2. I know there was some textures and stuff in here. I don't know how necessary they were going to be. I'll be missing them. And then I'll have to import them later. Let me try getting waterplane 2. Actually, that should restore them, actually. Export selection with files. If I do the export, it should bring in the files I need from the water planes that we're going to use. Alright, so what I want to do, water plane 1, this is the big one, the dark water, right? Right, and then we have over here water plane 2. This is the one that is the white water. And if you take a look at all these values, we're looking at the material. We have a bump speed scale, 1.1. That is the water bump speed scale. If we go over to the bump speed scale here and bring in the new numbers, we'll get more of a river flow. I just copied it over from the other one. And our reflection amount is 0.5 on this one. It's 0.75 on that white one. Underwater fog color is the big one right here that is causing, I think that's different, 1.921, 2627, and 3. Nope, they're the same. Okay, underwater fog color is the same. The bump speed's different. We need a water planes shaders, ocean shader, water normal on that one. Same, they're using exactly the same shader. Ocean shader. Water plane 2 is getting it from textures, water plane, water normal, and water normal PNG. I'm gonna try it just leaving the reflection mount. Maybe I'll bring it up to like 0.65 and see what happens. And see what happens to our water when we bring it in, the new one. The other old one, I'm gonna take these values just for the heck of it, the new values, and it's an experimental thing. Reflection map to the custom parameters and put it onto the old one. I gotta make sure that we have the textures. I deleted them, so we gotta go back one folder, textures, water plan, they're there, okay. And for the other one, they are located in, let's go to my water plane folder again. Back one folder, water plane. I'm missing the shaders folder in here. I could relink them to the other one. Let's see what happens. I just don't know if they're going to be different. So let's grab this one, which I know are there. Ocean Shader XML is going to be fine. Just copying the path, because that's the file I deleted and messed up. And the water normal PNG might be the whole difference in the color of our waves right there. But we'll find out in a minute what we just did. So basically, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to remove just this section, which I want to get an idea of what the new one's going to look like. So delete that. And import water plane 2 should fall right in the same spot. We're going to have to move it up into the water plane group later. Let's see. There it is. And then we're going to delete this one. And file import water plane 1. And we'll have to do that with the top one too. Just replace it with this same exact water plane but keep its dimensions if all looks good. So we're looking at this side of the farm down in just below the waterfall and just above. We're going to take a look in the game and see what changes look like as we cross that bridge. You got angry and walked away. I don't have the G27, so I'm not sure. As a matter of fact, I wish I did have a G27, but the farm sim wheel is great for farming. That's about all I can say. When it comes to playing other games with it, not so much. I miss the force feedback of my Logitech wheel that I had, and the tightness, the play in it. This has got a lot of play. It's a tractor wheel. It's not like the race. So all my racing games have been put on hold. So we messed with the water. Let's see what it looks like. The bump speed scale, I made it the same as down below, so it might be all it made it look runny, white. We'll find out. Did I click on it? Apparently not. This is how you get multiple instances of Farming Simulator running all at the same time. Whoops, wrong way. That's the one. Black screen. All right. It should pop back up in a minute. There we go. And we'll see if I'm happy with the water and if we actually changed the lower one. It could have been using a different normal file. Well, they're both using the same one now because I linked them together. So we'll see what happened to that little segment, and I'll know if we can make it all work. I could also very often will look through other maps to find not necessarily the water plane, but the looks of the water. I do like the clearer water. It's kind of cool, but I would like a little bit rougher surface on at least on the river. So we'll see what we got. I don't even know if I need to add money. I think the game starts me with enough to get my silly truck, but I'm just so used to doing it that I still do it. Placeable fires would kill FPS. It all depends. How much of them you used, how many particles you have them emitting. And if they're done properly, it could be usable in places. It's just a particle effect usually, and we have several of those on the map already with smokestacks and stuff. So I don't know. I thought about lighting buildings on fire and adding that into like in the past, natural disasters. Bring in the fire department for trout, and then we start fires around the map that you have to put out or you start losing crops. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, it's only for single player. We can make particle effects. I've actually, years ago when I was first learning, if I could do it back then, I've taken this water and made it into lava for that Volcano Island map. So if we can do that, I'm sure we can get a... Don't give anyone ideas. Yeah, we can, if we can make lava, we can make some other effects. The lava was made out of a water plane. I just changed the coloring to red and the opacity and the flow slowed down, and I got it, after tweaking it for about a couple days, I got it to look like lava. All right, so that was we brought back the old water, which we didn't want. So we want to put the values, that's what did it. See, just simple changing a couple values on our water plane and the whole, and it's probably the opacity number, my guess. But now all the water on the map down here is yeah, I can almost see. Let me go over here for a minute. The water level on the top needs to rise up a little because it's too low on that side. But that's the piece right down there. We changed it all to the white stuff. I killed the old stuff and brought the white stuff in. Isn't that interesting? Look how high the water level was. This top piece plane has to rise up because the water level was... See how it's non-collisionable, we can walk in it. The water level was up to these lily pads, so we got to bring that one up. But I want to go in and tweak my numbers again. Yeah, looks like milk was spilt in the water. Without messing it up, I'm going to do one more export and grab all the numbers that I used to have on the other one and get them all to match. So literally it's just the one water plane I want is, the lake is fine, we haven't touched that. That's the darker water over here. So I'm going to just export it to get my files correct. File. Export. I'm just going to call it lake so I know what it is. Oh, did I do export selection with files? Export selection with files. Make sure I don't do the whole darn map again. Did that twice this week already. So basically, I want to take my lake file and copy everything in my material right here. Copy into my water plane 1. And water plane 2. I think I just messed up. Here, let's just, from the normal map, yeah, in between the material tags, I left the top part. So, water plane 2. Water plane 1. Just going to make sure it's the same. Normal map file ID has to be set to 2 on all of them, I believe. This one is 1, but this one has got to be set to 2, because it's calling that. And this one has to be set to 2. And make sure I didn't mess up on it. Material ID is okay. Blah, blah. Custom shader ID is 2. This one here, it needs to change to 2. And that one we're not even messing with. All right, let's save these up. Again, I'm going to go in and re-import those 2 planes. And hopefully they're the darker ones. But before we do that, well, yeah, let's get rid of this one. And the other one. And import them again with the new settings. That's that one. I'm going to try, if we don't flood the whole neighborhood here. I've got lily pads floating. Let's see what happens if I bring up this water plane. To the old level. Oh. I gotta get up higher to see it. A little bit higher than that. It is probably about 94. Thank you there, Quantum 4 again. Appreciate it much, as you well know, for your support. Now, are we still underground over here? We're okay. All the way through. Water's been raised up. We actually have a couple little pools of water right there. Water levels deeper. Let me check down here. It looks a little different, doesn't it? Like I messed something up. Doesn't look like the old one. See, the edge isn't covered right. That's what... I think I'm a little bit too high. Yeah, he probably didn't have it covered. I'm going to leave it there. We're going to bring it down, all our lily pads down a little bit. Let me bring in the other water plane 2, and see what we got. Apparently I deleted the wrong one down here. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I did. I deleted a short one. Well, we'll fix that up. Why is the big one? Where's my... Oh, I messed that up. Do I have an error in that? I probably do. Failed to copy waterplane textures, waterplane normal. Ah, man, I messed up my waterplane textures. Let me go back, see which one it is. It might be both of them, might be one of them. But we're not linked correctly to my... Oh wait, that was failed to copy. No, failed to open XML file. Waterplane, water normal. I got to figure out which plane it was. Should be keeping this up. When we export, that's fine. But when we import, we can't be missing it. When it fails to copy, it's usually because it's already there. And I have a feeling it's the first one because that was the one that had the weird looking color to it. So let's see if we get another error here. Ooh, what do we got there? Yep. So I messed up water plan ocean shader .xml. It's looking at in text PVXXL textures. Textures. Water plan. Water normal PNG. And ocean shader XML. What am I missing here? PVXXL textures water plan. They're there. I'm gonna find out. Let me see if it was that one. I think there was 2 errors in the log. Waterplane 2. I only see 1 error actually. Oh no, it can't load resource there too. Let's see what this one looks like. I might have to do a little work. Now that one definitely had the error. So that one, I have no idea why. But it's not getting my waterplane, and that's why it's blank. So waterplane 2 is messed up. Let's go see what we can figure out about that. Waterplanes. Waterplane 2. Edit. It goes back one folder. Textures. Waterplane. Ocean shader XML. Water normal. PNG, but DDS works. We've got custom shader 2. I used the same freaking settings for the... Let me do this. I must have something wrong in here. Normal map file ID is 2. Water map material 1423 is the ID. Where is that material referenced? Right down here. Material ID is 1423. I'm going to copy this, actually from waterplane 1, the whole material. I'm going to bring it over to waterplane 2. Paste it in there. Material ID is 408. So down here, just going to change my ID to 408 so it knows where to find that. Receive shadows true. Oh, we got to get the 3 out of there. Node ID, clip distance, that's all good. I think that should work, but we'll find out. Calling it from the same place as the other one. But I still have nothing on it. So it's not working. Can I clear the error log? Clear it. Let me do that one more time. I got so many errors in there. I don't know what's pertaining it to. Well, that's not failed to open XML file. It's not an XML file. Awesome. The ocean shader. It's got to be something that I deleted. So let me go back here. Take that out. Grab one that I know is working. I'm going to bring in waterplane 3. Before I do that, I can't remember if I file export selection with files. Yes, make sure I have it right. Save it. All I want to do is change my values. I'm going to try to grab them again. Reflective map, refraction map. We'll leave the file IDs in place. Paste that in there. Save that. Let's see if it looks right, or if we're getting an error again. Alright, looks like it's good, but I gotta go in and check and see what we got here. That's what we're looking for. The top one looks a little funky, but this is gonna look the same as, well, we're gonna find out how it's gonna look in a minute, aren't we? It's just the bottom piece of the waterfall there. Don't want to have an overlap too big here, but we don't want to have a gap for sure. Let's see what's going on. I don't know why this one looks whiter now, but it could be something I messed up in that one too. Air 9 Man, thank you for the 100 bits. appreciate it much. Glass is full. I'm hoping I can get the water plane at least to where I like it, and then I can take a break here today. I got some things to take care of, and then maybe get back in a couple hours. But for the evening shows to continue on making this monstrosity. Yeah, that was a boom, all right. Hey, there's room. Boom, boom, make some more room. That's a Voyo bits. We've got some cheer bits, some holiday cheer bits. It's a piece of work, that's for sure. We're working on. I want to get the water looking the way I want it. This has me puzzled why it looks so white now, but it might have a shader error or something going on. We'll find out. It's too bad you can't see the actual water effects in the editor, but it'd probably lag out the editor even worse than it is. I always love playing with stuff like the water and different things to see what we can make it do. And we're going in. We're going under. I'm hungry. Anybody else hungry? I think I got pizza upstairs waiting for me. Anybody want a slice? See what we got here. Jake wants a slice of pizza. So do I. It's been a long day. If anybody's just getting here, we updated one more time. Looks like all problems are fixed with the PV3 map. Grab 3.6. I paused one link for Google Drive so I could do my show here, but I'm going to start it back up when I take my break. Hopefully that one will be up there, but if at all possible, use the MediaFire one. If everybody uses the Dropbox one, it's going to blow that link out in an hour with the size of the map. That's what usually happens. But we added an extra milk tank in there, fixed all the errors, and Quantum 4 did an awesome job labeling up more ground signs for people so they know where to dump stuff. And he's working on road signs probably as we speak. And pulling his hair out. I had road signs back in PV River, not PV Rivers. PV13 Fences had roads, I believe. And Pleasant Valley 4 way back in 2013. But man, if I knew, I know, I trust me, I know. Road signs are a lot of work because there's so many of them, and the posts, and depending on what type of signs you use. There's actually a really cool one for the highways in here. Just editing the graphics is going to be a job, but they look cool. So I'm going to use the one in here for over the highways. I should export it for you and save some work. Then you just got to do the graphics. Are you a graphic designer by any chance? You know how to mess with your graphics in paint.net? Then you can go for it. Well, FS15 are easy to export. Just got to have the older version of the editor, open it up and then export it out, and then you can bring it right in a little bit. Yep, the gold washer is in the update and everything should be working. The ore smelter, the gold washer, that was in the last 3.5. We just had a bug in the smelter and the milk tanks. The milk storage on Cook Farm and up at the Borden Dairy. And all the season stuff now in the map, ready to go. Not all the current season stuff, I should say. There will be more. But not for a while. Not until after I come back from the Dominican Republic. And then we'll mess around with that for you guys. There's the home of the museum, which that alone takes a week to update with all the donations you guys have brought in. Let's see what's floating. Watch the top side. Please have water. Oh, we got milky water everywhere. That isn't even water. That is wrong. It must be the normal map or something. That is just wrong. You see that? It is white. It's glass. Hey, that's more like ice now. Yeah, we gotta do the old. Ugh, yuck. That's even worse than both of them were before. We're going to do a little bit of magic. Let me just make sure I didn't mess up my swamp. Yep, it's right by the gravel area on there. Right next to the gravel piles. Probably, if you had vehicles parked there, they're probably launched into outer space. So we'll work on that. The river will have to get its own water plane eventually. But I just want to make sure I didn't mess up my swamp because I can do a replace. The water planes are the same. I just have to drop the environment XML off of that one. No, we want American road signs. No Irish signs. American. US of A. Uh, where did my water go? Did I kill my whole water plane? I killed this one too. How's the lake over there? Oh no. I killed two. Let's see if I killed all of them. I'm good at killing things. Custom Chevy. We might have to do a little bit of restoration. Let's see if I have one good one left. Me screwing. It was probably that stupid folder I deleted. But I know where I got this water plane from anyway. If I did kill this one off too. The river's ugly looking. Now that river looks okay, but we want to get the other water in it. So we're gonna jump on now over here and see if I lost my lake. Oh, uh, oh yeah, that we gotta watch out for. I flooded the map with a water plane here. Which water plane is that? The swamp? Well, we have issues, apparently. Let me go see. Now that I messed up the water, I'll remove it all. Actually, I probably didn't delete the settings on that one upper piece, maybe? I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. That's what happens with water planes. They are a little bit tricky. Where's my map? 16x script need to be run again? Am I below ground? Oh, I'm looking up in the air. All right. So, don't quite know, but lake over there, let's hope you're right. Because I'm going to take this one here, edit, replace with this one over here. Keeping the user attributes. So it falls into place correctly. And we're going to come over here and grab this one. Make that the target and replace it with that other one as well. And we'll either have all our water back or none. And let's see, where do we have collisionable water? I lost my vehicle when we were going down let's see, where were we? This way. We crossed the bridge. So there's something water level at da, 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 da. What do I want? I want to get the height. So there's a water level about 85 on this map somewhere that has a collision value on it. Actually, all these probably have a collision value on them now because I just replaced this one. That's probably the one. Yeah, we got to get rid of this environment on create function. That will keep that so we don't flood there. This one we wanted, but it's a little bit too deep. So I was going to bring up the whole bottom of the swamp, which, rather than making the water deeper, I want to bring up the bottom of the swamp. So we'll get the value of the bottom here, which is 70. Let's bring it up to about 75 and see where that peaks through. Too high. 73. Nope. 72 is probably a little bit close to the surface. Let's try 71.5 and replace lower only and get a big brush. Then we can just go around and raise up our water level for now. We don't want to drown our vehicles. And hopefully everything will be normal, but we'll find out in a minute. And you guys wonder how deep spots get? It's when I miss doing this part. But we got it covered. Everything's covered except for that edge right there. Did you see that? I missed an edge, it looks like. No, it was just where we were looking. There's actually, it extends past there. Okay. Testing the couple things. Please be the right water. If not, I did something that may be irreparable. No, it won't be irreparable, but I'll have to import the water plane back from original that I used for the lake and do the replacement, which I'm not going to do right now. But we hopefully will have it. Did I check the upper river? Nah, I think that's okay. We didn't mess with that too much. Going for a drive. This one could be flooding. I didn't even think of that. How high is that one? No, it's only 72. It's just weird the way the train goes up and down and everything. That, well, we're going to find out. We saved. That one could. I don't know if that had the flood effect on it or if it's low enough. We're going to find out. If we go into water, that could be the one. That seems like it's up higher than that road dips down. It might not have had it in the past. The collision for the water. We really don't need it, but it is kind of... Whoops, get the right map. Nice to have it when you can. Oh, it's gonna be a big map. There's gonna be a lot to do, but there's still a lot of work to go. Be kind of interesting to take a look at the above view again to see how much smaller. We can do that while we're waiting for this game to load. If I think we can bring that up. View, camera. So we are working back here with the water. So let's close it in. But and this is really, we just got to paint around it for now. Our town's over there. So we're closing into the middle area here. It's gonna be pretty awesome when we get done. Back to there, see how the game's doing. Actually, there's so much space on this map, it's almost hard to decide what to put in certain areas. There's still so much empty space for things that I might be filling it in with mountains and stuff and then removing it to bring in some cooler stuff later. Mountains are easy to level. It's adding them, and they're easy to add. You've seen we've done quite a few, but later on, that's pretty much what we did with PV3 too. Over time, we ended up taking out some mountains and building in some more factories until it is where it is now. Anybody ever saved the first version of PV 17 version 1 when the engine was first? And then it'd be interesting to take a look at that. I probably have it somewhere around here on my computer. It'd be interesting to take a look and see how much has changed since the very first version of that map alone, because we didn't even have the buildable factories in it back then. Purple. I never used the purple one. Well, let's go see how the water looks. But yeah, I can't even remember the first version, what we had in there. We didn't have the Unifactory scripts, so we didn't have factories. I don't know if we had factories in the first version. We do now. And a lot of buildings out here. Could you imagine just the size of this lot for the main storage station is huge. Got to bring in garages. Fuel, seed, fertilizer, coal plant. All to be redone. A couple of road segments aren't quite matching up very good, but we'll work on those as best as possible. If I can get across the bridge. Do I see any of those signs out? Yeah, see that sign right there, Quantum? If I remember, I can link that for you. For the double lane highways, it's kind of cool. We have these all across the US of A. And it's on the other side of the road. Should have a back on it, which I would just do but kinda is a neat signpost. So I get in the editor, I'll export it and zip it up for you and get you a link, PM you the link so you can mess with those for the bigger highways. The main road. Whoa, nice job. Whoa, that was awesome. Don't roll over. Okay. You can actually point off to a couple things here or there, like turn left for the farm. You have to move some arrows around, but it'd be kind of cool. You can actually use one post and put the sign on both sides. Flip it over so if you're coming from the other direction, because we have more of this single highways like this in that map. Alright, do we have water? Please say I have dark water. I don't have any water. Nice. I killed my water. Okay. I can live with that. I'm gonna cry. But I can live with it. I gotta go find my water plane again. Which I will do. But we need our water back. Is a bird, is a plane. Nope, me flipping over, you got it. Driving like crazy, man. Well, I messed up more, I think, this episode than I fixed. But we got some mountains in. I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to get back here later on at 8 o'clock. So about an hour and a half break for some food. And I'm going to download the water plane that I just messed up really bad and replace everything. But I got to get in there for Quantum. Let me see if I even have that water plane around here. I think I deleted it when I was cleaning my system up. Uh, what do we use for the PV3 for? No, that had all the small ones. I messed up my water plane that I used for my lake. Let me see. It would be in my downloads folder as I got the snowman still. I don't see my water plane. It could be in my documents folder, but nope. All right, let me go grab a road sign here. I gotta do some water plane fixing up. We're gonna just replace everything with the other one. Where was that road sign? Somewhere over here was one, I think, was it? Not on that strip. We passed by it, so we couldn't be too far off the road. Double lane highway. There it is right there. So, as you could see, it's got the text on the other side. If I was to do this, and I'll do it for you actually, I would, let's see if it's all one piece. That's the big question. Yeah, it is, but I would take, I think it is, and duplicate, and just put another one on the other side so when people are driving by, they don't see half the text. You know, it would look better like that, even if you're not, and you can, actually, a couple other ideas, but I'll save this before we go. Um, so you can mess with it, but I'll give you an idea what I was thinking. Let me export it, the whole group. And then I'll export it again after I do a couple changes if I like it and if you think it's cool. So export selection with files to my desktop in a folder called Signs. S-I-G-N-S. I'm going to call this Sign 1 because I think I'm going to make you another one. And what I was thinking is, it looks like multiple pieces here. There's no real reason why we can't, with a little bit of extra work, for the highways, and you can adjust this to the size of your highway too once we're done here. I'm going to grab this top bar. Then what do we got? Let's see if that's what I'm looking for. Yep. I'm going to lower that down. I'm going to duplicate that one. And bring it across. Add one more segment. And you can adjust this too if you wanted to, so that it, you know, shrink the middle piece down. I don't know where it's going to end up, but I'm going to just center it up. You might need to do a little bit of fancy footwork with it for you because it's going to be wide here, wider than our roads. I don't know how wide it has to be. but I just had this idea that if we went like that and then grab this here and duplicate that piece, now our other roads are shorter, so you could probably, if you get what I'm saying, delete an end piece and just move in. I'm just going to set this up, uh, and you can, if you want to mess with it there, figure out how to do it to fit it all the way you want. Then this sign would be actually over this side here, and then I would create a primitive, well, we can use a cube. Why not? You can use a plane, you could use a cube, but we're going to work with a cube because I want some thickness. I'm going to bring my cube. Actually, I should cut it and put it in that group, so when I save it for you, we're good. I didn't even do it right. Let's go to, is the cube down there? Is the cube down there? Yes, it is. Let's cut it out. Apparently I missed highlighting it. Make it go over the whole way. It's close here. We can slide it over. Your roads in there are different size. They're thinner, so it's kind of cool though. But one other thing I was thinking is I don't like looking at the back of the sign. So I'm going to cut this out, this cube. It's just a white cube. You can bring in anything else as a backer if you wanted to, but at least I'm going to put it in my group here. Now I will stretch it just a couple meters if I need to when I do this road signs later. But they're going to be different sizes for, you can use the single on the single roads, the double for larger highways, and just get it to fit with by shrinking down the middle piece a little bit. So I got my cube here. I'm going to bring it up to the back of my sign, and basically I am just gonna grab my dimensions on it, my scales, and X 6 is to 7, 8 is close. A little bit further, 0.5. You can even, we'll go a little bit smaller than that. 0.3 is pretty close. Z is not that direction, so Z 0.2. We're going to make it really thin. And then Y 3. And actually this will be easier to do on the other side, where we can actually see what we're covering up. I'm going to just pull it up to the front here. 3.5. We got to go a little bit higher. 4. It'd be cool if we had a steel texture, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. I'm just gonna slide this to the back of that just a little bit, and it kinda, we gotta move this piece forward so it's setting on it. Technically speaking, this should look pretty good. I just don't like to see, there, we move that forward, it's all one piece. The border doesn't bother me as much, but then we just put that right behind the other one as well, the backing board, so you're not seeing it from the other side. Yeah, but we can add a material, but there's some other settings, and I'm not very good at doing that. I have to figure out how to do it. Uh, or can we make the diffuse color different? Let me see. That is an experiment to be had. Let's see. Anybody know what the numbers are? 256. I'm just guessing. No, that doesn't do it. What's the top here? What's the top color? It's red, green, blue. How do I get black? 0, 0, 0 is black. That's better. Uh, what would be gray? Ha, like point 0.2 or point 0.1? Let's try point 0.1s. You can mess with the color. I just don't know what gray looks like. There. Point 0.1 works for me. Point 0.1 is a nice color gray to blend it in. Now I can duplicate it. Change the color of our cube. It's going good, big man. 3501. I'm just setting up this for Quantum 4 to play around with. And if he wants to do signs for PV3, we'll have him the sign update when I get back from the you don't have to rush on it, Quantum, because I won't be getting to it until I get back from the Dominican Republic. But if you'd like to make them, by all means, everybody out here would appreciate it tremendously, I'm sure. And it's always nice to have some extra help when you're doing these things. So we've got that into place. There. When do I have to go? Well, it's tricky thing is, very soon. That needs to be centered up a little bit over the road again too, the pieces, but you get the idea. I'm gonna send this to you. Actually, that bar isn't even out as far as it needs to be. We'll finish it up and I'll send this to you and you can mess with it anyhow you want. We'll bring this piece out. Doesn't look like it's over to the edge enough, but it looks better already. Yeah, it can come out further. It's all in one transform group, so yeah, it's a little bit short for this road, but you're going to be putting it on thinner roads, so that's why it's hard to adjust. But I think that looks a lot better, don't you? And then you can actually label it from coming in each direction. So you'll have the single if you want to use the singles in certain places, the doubles if you want to go over the big highway. And we're going to do that with this map extensively whenever we have all over the highways. We're going to make some signs like this. file export selection with files to sign to. They both use the same files. They're both going to be in the same folder. And why didn't my files go in there? Did I not select? Oh my gosh. It's not even, didn't pull in my files. Interesting. I did export selection with files, didn't I? All right. It put the textures folder right here on my desktop. Let's see. Hold on. Cancel. I'll get them working. Edit. Da, 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 da. Da, da. We should have 3 graphics for each of them. That one. They should be the same here. And there they are. Let me open one up in the editor just to make sure it's all good. Hey Delta Echo, how's it going? What's the name of the 2 towns in PV3? Are there 2 towns? Oh, we don't really have names. There's the north area and, well, the center town, the shorter one, is the old Goldcrest, so literally I would probably call it Goldcrest Valley or something. Goldcrest Valley Mall. The top one, there you go. So we're good. The top one, name, or Goldcrest and then Pleasant Valley Strip. I don't know. Knock yourself out. What are the fuel tanks for in PV3? Which fuel tanks are you referring to? That is the question. There's fuel tanks that hold fuel. You make fuel at the farms. Is that the ones you're talking about? You gotta drop silage in one of the bunkers at the farms and it creates fuel right at the farm. That's how you make fuel early on without having to pay for it. Da 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 da. Put this in here. Uploading. Copy Dropbox link. Find Quantum 4 in my list. And give him a link for that file. There you go. You got it. Yeah, at the factories, some of the factories require fuel to get extra production lines going. So there's fuel drop-offs at some of them. You get more stuff. Yep. All right, guys, I'm going to take a break, come back a little bit, fix my water while we're gone, and then I'll come. If all goes well, I should be back here around 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which is about an hour, 15 minutes. If I have to run out, I'll just post it up there and let you know. And but we'll see how it goes. So far, it's pretty clear this evening. Nobody's gotten back to me. It's getting kind of late, so we'll catch you in a little bit, it looks like. Let me run over here and get some credits for this episode. We'll get back to continuing on with this crazy 16x map a little bit later. Thanks for watching. We'll be back.